And we'll be sorted.
All right.
Sounds great.
I normally
This is
start
just
at 2.
so we can talk to each other.
I normally start at 2. It's like I'm not that quick.
I know. We're going to be real quick. Don't worry, I'm really good at reading quick, so I'll go first and then I'll give you more time.
All right.
All right?
You're very encouraging.
I'm not
All
encouraging
those terrible things I've heard about you are just not true.
I know. I started those rumours just so that I could surprise people when I met them. All right. Okay, if you're just joining us now, we are ready for the big game. I'm Chief Intent.
I am Melodrama.
And we're going to guide you through the best game of roller derby you're going to see all year. Now, we've seen Canberra up against VRDL earlier on, but we're going to quickly go through the teams. We've got a minute and 13 seconds. And try and hold on. I'm a quick talker. VRDL Derby, Queen Bees. Here we go. 007 Honey Collider, 04 Modern Warfare, 108 Trippy Taka, 117 Chop Chop, 122 Ella Edwards, 1618 Victoria Beta, number 17 Billy, number 18 Mean, 23 Jenna Jukes, 27 Beowulf, 314 Pike Curious, 36 Lemon Hurton, 429 Fast Slaps, 46 Steel, 4711 Horror Doom, 506 Betty Doom, 52 Gabby Love, 74 Darling, 84 BA, and 93 Slappuccino.
And playing for Canberra Roller Derby League in the green, we are going to have 0 Laser Station, 06 Shortstop, 1261 Slinger, 130 Kink Panther, 1337 Freudian Slip, 1975 Bowie, 1994 Hurt Cobain, 2063 Fast and the Furiosa, 2602 Killer Jean, 3108 Lady Painicorn, 411 Bambi Von Smasher, 61 Booty Car, 616 Ruby Doom, 70 Stone Jet, 88 Berry Bad, and on their bench we've got Roxy Diehard, Overbearing Harlot Oscara, Peter Henderson, and just real quickly I would like to thank and acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Kaurna people.
Yep.
And I also would like to make a very special welcome and thank you to Indigenous people who are watching and playing and officiating and commentating in this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, just a quick correction, I think it's Boudisha.
I've been instructed, schooled on the world of Bodicar.
I was instructed the other way around.
We're going to call it 2 different ways, but jamming for Canberra in the green is Shortstop. She is the lead jammer for this first jam of this final.
Now, Canberra has played against VRDL and beat them early on in the competition. So this is a rematch, and it was probably my favourite game so far in this competition.
Shortstop through for another quick 4-point pass, calls that jam off. 4 points on the board for Canberra.
That's right. Shortstop, of course, coming back to us from the US of A and Gotham City. Rejoining the team in Canberra as she moved on home.
Chief Intent, did you say you wanted to see Shortstop jam again?
If I could, if that's possible. What?
Wow.
Up against Chop Chop, originally from Sun State, but now joining us here in the Victorian Queen Bees.
And Chop Chop, of course, bringing the very sophisticated chant from the fans, Chop Chop.
That's exactly right. It's a bit cryptic, but hopefully you can catch up.
Shortstop with an apex jump on the straight bit. She's through as lead jammer again.
And Chop Chop is also through. Shortstop now is probably going to look at this pack. VRDL is lining up. And is she through? She's not, but she's calling it anyway. 2 points going through to CRDL and Shortstop. Great work there by VRDL defense. Now, I don't think they can play Shortstop every jam.
She's fit enough. I don't know why they wouldn't. The other jammers are also rather good.
Freudian Slit, or also Team Australia Freudian Slit, or Frood as she's happy to be called, if you're a little illiterate out there.
VRDL going for the tricky start, fielding both Edwards and Jin, but it is going to be Jin that stays. She gets the inside line and is through as the lead jammer for the VRDL.
Sipping on Jin and Jukes from VRDL, the only jammer who's currently through at this juncture. So Freudian Slit yet to make through in her initial pass. So this is a scoring pass for Gin and Jukes as that pack is all over each other and everyone is messy in there. Hopefully you're getting a nice view of that at home. It is Scramble City.
Laser going to try to give some sort of bracing to that wall.
A bit of historical news here for you from TGSS. I'm pretty sure that VRDL in one state or another have won every single TGSS since its inception. So if Canberra beat them, they will be the first in all time.
And this is a power jam to Freudian slip from Canberra. That is, a penalty was given to Jin. She goes to the penalty box for a track cut.
Freudian slip now looking to put some points on the board as she has now made her initial pass.
Only 3 blockers on the track from VRDL.
Freudian slit and there. No,
Can't quite
unfortunately.
land it.
She's going to continue getting a cut track. I think she thought she stayed inside, but she's now getting that cut track. She's going to swap places with Gin and Jukes. Now it's Gin and Jukes' turn to reply. Getting that assist from her blockers, Gin and Jukes looking to put some points on the board and does so. There's 5 points on the board held up by Harry Spotter. His last game in his entire history of, I think, 11 years of roller derby.
That's around about the same length that roller derby's been around in its current form.
That's exactly right. I did just make that up, so if you're going to fact check me.
I made that up as well, you know. I was just supporting you here.
Thanks, Mel.
That's how I roll.
That's so nice. And the peace symbols being held up by both those refs in a big shout out to peace everywhere.
Thank you for your support for peace referees and non-skating officials. They are the heartbeat of roller derby. We think that the skaters and all that, they look fine, but it really is the NSOs, the non-skating officials, and the referees that we really do thank for their efforts.
That's exactly right. It would not be able to be put on without people who come in here and contribute every single day. Ella Edwards on the jam line and up against shortstop. Shortstop getting that nice little nudge using number 17, which is Billy, to whip right around and still getting stuck in the back of that. Ella Edwards not getting much traction as well on CRDL.
Slim
Cut
Hurton.
track.
Slim Hurton and BA holding shortstop still.
Great work there to hold back shortstop. Malicious, and here we go. Ella Edwards, lead jammer for VRDL, and shortstop still in their back there. CRDL coming in now to try and break that up and see if they can help it up, but only for a brief time.
Don't get long when Edwards is skating at you.
No, exactly. They're like, oh, hang on, we'll help you for about 2 seconds, and then Ella's about to come around. Okay, Ella looking to put some points on the board. Shortstop still yet to make her initial pass. Forearms penalty going there to 12.61 for Canberra. That's Slinger. Slinger making her way, making Slinger's way to the bench. And here we go. Ella Edwards through the inside. 5 points on the board as held up by the spots.
5 points the maximum amount. For most jams, it's very unusual to see a 6, but it's basically 1 point for everyone on the opposition team.
That's right.
We do welcome anyone watching for the very first time. It is a hectic game to try to learn straight up. We'll do our best to walk you through it, though.
We certainly will. What's happening here? We've got the pivot for Canberra.
And that
and
is
the captain.
Bambi Vom Smash.
Bambi Vom Smasher making their way. A lot of CRDL players going
King
through
Panther
the bin.
as well to the penalty bin. Ella calls that jam off. That locks those blockers in the penalty box. Every penalty is 30 seconds.
Yes.
And they need to stay there to serve it, even though it's the next jam.
So, Mel, why would they call it off right then? It was to give themselves...
The blocker advantage, the pack advantage. So you'll see VRDL in the blue. They have 4 blockers on the track. CRDL, or Canberra, in the front. They had 2 blockers. Mysteriously, another one has material. Oh,
They're
no,
swapping.
they're swapping out 2 blockers.
Fruit Dude is stuck at the back, Freudian slit. Chop, however, is looking. She only needs to get past 2 of those jammers, blockers, and does so. Lead jammer goes to Chop and VRDL.
And that frees up those Canberra blockers to give some assistance for their jammer. Not very long, though. Get about 7 seconds, I think.
Chop looking to put points on the board. Does so, falls to the ground, but she's inbound, so she's just 5 points on the board for Chop. This is exactly what VRDL are looking for coming into the start, trying to get a big lead on Canberra before anything else happens. Canberra putting 5 points on the board for Chop.
And there has been a star pass there. Bambi von Smasher now putting on the star. The only other person on the track who can wear the Jammer star is, of course, the pivot, the one with the stripe on their helmet. Smasher gets through. Super easy on the outside line. 4 points added to Canberra's score. 4 more points added to Victoria's score.
And what a great jam that was. 17-36 on the scoreboard and 14-4 in that last jam. Yeah, I know. You can't see it, but the camera can see you.
Nice work.
I can't see it.
I don't think I was on in that particular one. I feel I would have gotten away with it. What I was saying is I can't see the scoreboard.
No, we can't.
I'm just going to make stuff up.
Is the white light or is it the red light? Who knows? But I've got a tiny little window here underneath the speakers, and I can just see how many score points there are. So if you see me doing these ones, it's because I'm trying to get around
You're
the
being
speakers.
suspicious.
I'm a dodgy commentator.
We need to set up some of those rounded mirrors just at strategic points to bounce it back at us.
Oh, yeah. And then
those little shoplifting mirrors, you know?
Shoplifting mirrors.
Yeah.
With the fisheye lens.
Yes, indeed.
Every now and then I might reach forward to make out like I know what I'm doing with these.
Do these.
Like
do
DJs
these. You
do.
can do these with these because, you
Levels.
know,
Oh, yeah.
push a little bit of...
Make
our voices a little bit deeper.
Hang on, let me just do. Good afternoon.
No.
Yeah. La, la, la. I can't go that high.
Can I tell you my most favourite roller derby story of my roller derby history?
Yes.
Two players get into a car, a taxi, and the taxi driver doesn't know where they're going. So the taxi driver looks at them. Oh, no. Game's back on. We're going to have to wait.
Next time there's a timeout.
Building suspense.
Oh, everyone's going to wait to your story. 108, Tripitaka for the Queen Bees up against someone who is lying so flat I can't see her number.
There was an 8 in it, I thought. That is...
3108.
Lady Panicorn.
Lady Panicorn. Lady Panicorn looking to do a star pass over to the pivot, which is Laser Station. Lasers. Pew, 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 pew. Meanwhile,
Tripitaka with a stacks on situation right in the middle of the track there.
Yeah, normally they're meant to go around the pack. This one is just like right in the middle, getting
right
a big
up
old
and over
group
the top.
up.
Laser Station somewhere in there with the pivot panty on.
Yep. Now, Tripitaka may look little, but she's got a lot of strength. She's also trainer of VRDL juniors, and if you're under 18, get involved with your local juniors if you can, because it's a great way just to get involved with an awesome community.
And there is no pack called. That means that front blocker was too far away from the majority of the other players, and that means that Lady Panicorn is allowed to continue without being impeded. She does so and calls that jam off.
Okay, so two skaters, they get into a car. I'm itching. I just need to know the story.
They get into a car and they don't tell the taxi driver where they're going. So the taxi driver says, "What is your street name?" And the player says, "I don't have a street name. I'm not a gangster, but my derby name is Bin Chicken."
And Bin Chickens for everyone at home are terrible birds and they nick your picnics. They're gronks. Ella Edwards out there. What have we got going on? We've got shortstop going on. And
Shortstop's had a few jams so far.
She sure has. And she's probably going to have a few more before this game is done. Ella Edwards is now through the pack, not the lead jammer. Putting points on the board is shortstop and calling it off. So 21 meets 41. We are looking at a different game to what we saw earlier because time moves forward and that's the way that things happen.
Yes, indeed. Well, the advantage of being in VRDL is that the Bs get to play the As, so you're always playing up. The Cs get to play the Bs, so they're always learning new stuff. And that is VRDL has gotten 5 out of the last 7 jams as the lead jammer.
Freudian Slit up against Chop right in the middle, looking to make her way through. Freudian Slit also right in the middle there. Everyone copping hits. Chop getting knocked out, and the person cut track called by Harry Spotter is calling a cut track, and this is going to give Freudian Slit the opportunity to get through and put on some unanswered points.
Stone Jet sent to the penalty box as well. Freudian Slit with one to beat.
Lead
She's
jammer.
through.
So there is another VRDL Queen Bee making their way through to the sin bin, which is number 93.
Slappuccino.
Slappuccino. Slappuccino, Pie Curious at the front, the only line of defence up against Freudian slit left.
She does a fantastic job until she falls too far away from the pack.
So VRDL have a chance to reform their wall, as does CRDL, because here comes Chop Chop. She's straight back in there. No star on her head at this juncture.
Hiding it in the hand.
But it's now going to find its way onto her head because she cannot score points without a star on her head. She can get through the initial pass, but no points can be scored.
Freudian slip applying just enough speed to get her hips past the other player's hips, grabbing 2 more points and calling that jam off.
Yeah, exactly. Chop Chop so quick, and she's just double checking there with Harry, who's gracious enough to go, this is why I gave you the cut track, and she's like, oh, are you sure? And he's like, yeah.
That was Anna Paviova running into the centre there. She actually leads the team in the terrible, terrible dancing that they do as part of their warm-up.
She's the best at it.
She is the best at it, the team not so much. Shortstop.
That's why she's the leader of the dance squad. Gin and Jukes at the back there. Shortstop right beside her. The VRDL all over shortstop, but not all over enough because there goes shortstop out of the pack. Gin and Jukes is hopefully not too far behind her. There goes Gin being eaten up again, trying to hand off the star to the pivot, but not having much luck, and now she's through. So
she puts the star back on.
Shortstop going to try and get some points before calling it off, and gets a big knock there by the pivot.
Shortstop waiting until the absolute last second to call that jam off.
No. The second before that. The second last second.
And that is Shortstop getting lead 4 out of the 5 times that she has jammed.
That's 80% for the mathematicians playing at
home.
It
is 80%. I feel that Shortstop's going to be a little disappointed with that.
She will. Don't worry, there's plenty of time to wind that percentage up to a good 82 or 90 even. Who knows? Beowulf.
Up against Lady Painicorn.
Corny on the back of her shirt.
Corny having to push past. She tries for the outside line and gets lead jammer. But he's knocked out of bounds. She's going to go back behind the VRDL jammer.
And getting recycled all the way to the back of the pack because she has to go right back behind the person who knocked her out.
Beowulf has been knocked out as well, and he's looking a little bit stuck.
Everyone's stuck. We're still yet to pass our first corner. We do have a lead jammer, but only marginally, as Lady Painicorn got lead before they were knocked out on the outside.
Both packs very, very stationary. An assist being given by VRDL. That is, of course, Honey Collider.
And look, this is certainly a possible eventuation when you're dealing with 2 of the best defences in Australia, is that sometimes you just don't get around the second corner of the first lap.
Yeah, look, we've got VRDL stuck on the first corner.
And they are chanting Corny. Because
Corny is head down, pushing right forward. Corny with the lead jammer status. She is through and completed her initial pass. The first time around past the blockers, you do not get any points. You only establish your status as lead or not lead. And this is a scoring opportunity now.
That's
she
right.
gets to do it all again to get points.
She didn't work hard enough in the first minute and a half, so now she's back and trying to put some points on the board. There they are.
I can't believe she isn't just going to call the jam off and pass out into a coma. Instead, she's going to want to grab some more points. She got 5 for that, which means that she got 1 for every blocker and an extra point for lapping the opposition jammer.
A bit of a hug there from Honey Collider. She's not going to want to use anything past the elbows.
The crowd is not happy with that.
They certainly think something should have happened.
Blocking out of play is what they think should have happened, and the referee has agreed, and Honey Collider is off to the penalty box, giving a pack advantage 4-2 to Canberra.
Oh, it looks like well, that is definitely what the crowd wanted, and they got it.
So far, there's been an even split of lead jammers for the game. Ella Edwards jamming for VRDL, and Shortstop with the barn door left wide open, only one blocker to beat. So she is obviously the lead jammer.
You know what we've had, Melodrama, while we're too busy caught up in the game? A lead change.
Oh, my goodness.
Canberra have now taken the lead. We're sitting at 49, meet 41. So the last 28 points have all gone to Canberra.
And this is the 5th time that shortstop has gone up against Ella Edwards. Shortstop with the lead in this particular one and all the points. Ella's putting the star back on her helmet.
So Canberra now leading.
Shortstop calling that jam off, adding an additional 2 points to their score.
You can feel the tension in the audience. Freudian slip up against somebody. There's going to be a team timeout from VRDL.
Indeed, and this gives us a chance to tell you that this coverage is brought to you by Adelaide Roller Derby League and also Channel 44. You can tune in. I love this part of the read because it says you can tune in via the Great Southern Slam YouTube channel or on Channel 44's live Facebook stream. If you've not done that, how are you looking at us?
You can tune in to something you already tuned into, which we appreciate.
I guess later on, because this stuff will be archived for perpetuity. This is going to exist forever. So if we make a goose, if we make a goose, we can cook it, eat it, and then watch it again later.
And then re-eat it all over again.
Again and again.
The perpetual eating goose.
Through the Great Southern Slam YouTube channel or Channel 44's live Facebook stream. So thank you so much for Channel 44 for coming and playing with us today. It's great to have you folks on board.
Yeah, certainly the winners of this game are going to probably rewatch it. And perhaps even the runners-up of this game are going to be sipping there watching the reruns with a scotch or something going, I should have won. Look at that, I should have got it. So a big hi out there to you rewatchers.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of feel like having goose now. Now, if you're wondering who it is that keeps passing me little notes, it's, the sort of thing I used to get into trouble for school. It's our producers, Ginger Roger and Bernie Ouchie, who are giving us statistics to make us sound clever, like Freudian slip, only been out twice before, but had a 10-point jam. Freudian slip, no doubt, would want to do another one of those right now.
Forearm penalty going there to number 76 for Canberra.
Stone Jet,
number 70, my apologies. Do you know the next note's just going to say thanks?
They can't hear what we're saying. We can say what we want.
That's exactly
They'll have
right.
to watch this back after we make a goose.
Yeah.
Canberra had the lead 7 times. VRDL only 4 times. Canberra looking pretty dominant right now, but that is going to change.
Is it? That's good.
Again and again and again.
It is.
This is how this game is going to go.
Hopefully we're going to see a lot of chopping up and down because everybody out there wants to win this game. Even the ones who are on the sideline want to win, but they can't.
They can win the after party. Freudian slit, however, wins. Oh, she completes her initial pass. Does not get lead jammer status because she didn't pass all of the players. No pass, no penalty signalled.
Cut track being sent off. That's Chop Chop getting a cut track.
That gives a power jam. She is the only one on the track who can score points. That is going to swing Canberra's way.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 blockers from VRDL to stop Freud.
Pie Curious and number 4, which is
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. The only blockers out there for VRDL. A little bit of an assist coming from Bowie.
Honey Collider and Victoria Beat are about to join the other blockers on the track. Pie Curious managing to hold Freud back for a few seconds.
Chop Chop back on the track. Has the helmet cover in her hand.
High block being given to Stone Jet.
Stone Jet, high block, making her way up. So we've got a little bit of pack advantage at the moment, I think, to VRDL going into this next jam. Melodrama looking for a piece of paper with something.
Quick, tell me what to say.
I need things. Hang on, what's going on here? Welcome to the roller derby. Hang on a second. You're getting scripts.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was actually wondering how many penalties Stone Jet had accumulated, but our statisticians are actually only giving us stats on the jammers. This game is so fast and furious, it's actually very difficult to track all of the different statistics that we could have to sound clever.
That's right. In the States, they've got people who do that for them. In Australia, they're out getting beers. But Gin and Jukes lead jammer. So is that shortstop? Certainly looks like shortstop.
It's going to be shortstop. We haven't seen her on the track for at least one jam. Shortstop trying for the outside line.
Slinger recycling Gin and Jukes. Gin and Jukes. Shortstop has yet to make her initial pass. There's the initial pass, and Gin and Jukes grabs the points and calls it off. So 41-73. So 41. This is the first time that the Queen Bees have actually scored in about 6 jams. So Canberra holding them off. Do you know what that says? Good work. You just said
milk,
what I was.
Milk, bread, eggs. That's what it says.
Don't forget to mention my name again. The last 6 jams, it's the first time that VRDL has scored. So Canberra doing a great defensive job out there and holding VRDL scoreless for 6 jams.
This is Lady Panicorn up against the VRDL wall of blue.
Tripitaka is the jammer in blue for VRDL Queen Bees. Lady Panicorn looking for the outside edge. She finds some part of the outside edge but isn't yet through Pike Curious. Now is through. Lead jammer goes to Lady Panicorn.
Slinger back on the track. That's going to bolster the defence wall for Canberra.
Cut track going to Tripitaka, and she is also going to make her way through to the sin bin. So this is going to give Lady Panicorn an advantage.
Lady Panicorn with only Victoria beat her to beat, and she manages to do so no problems.
Are you prepared for the kind of mental that this crowd may go through if VRDL lose and Canberra win?
Oh, goodness, Lady Panicorn stepping over for a 5-point pass.
Lady Panicorn, 5 points. Of course, that is because Tripitaka is in the bin that she gets automatically when she passes the first blocker of the VRDL Queen Bee.
It's like a gift.
It is. There's a freebie for you.
Tripitaka lunging forward, trying to bust on through that pretty solid wall.
We are seeing an amazing display of blocking here in Canberra. The fact that they have been consistent all the way through this competition with amazing blocking.
Lady Panicorn pretty much stationary as well.
She's purchasing some stationery.
Honey Collider taking her out, but going out herself. So Lady Panicorn doesn't need to recycle back behind her, but that jam coming to an end anyway. 5 points added to Canberra's score.
People trying to steal our secret pieces of paper.
She's going to do some shopping. That's why she's looking for the bread, eggs, milk.
Yep. You should put some extra Tim Tams or something on there. Chop, 117 up against shortstop. Chop, shortstop. Stop, one stop, chop, stop.
That is easy for you to say.
Yep, and I could say it again if you wanted to, but I just don't want to.
Should we just focus on Chop, who's about to make her way past in her initial pass?
This is a different jam we are looking at compared to the last one where she got cut track a couple of times. Shortstop is quickly out of the pack as well, and about half a track behind her. Chop is going to want to get in there.
And look at Chop putting points on the board, first time in 7 jams for VRDL.
Great work, Chop. So, shortstop, that's not accurate. They put on points a couple of jams ago.
Are you doubting what our statisticians are telling us?
No. I would never doubt milk, bread,
VRDL haven't scored in 7 points.
No, they got 4
Not
points.
CRDL.
jam producers.
I can tell you definitely that Ella Edwards is on the jam line, and she is up against Freudian Slit.
Here we go. Ella almost finds that window. Freudian Slit, though, is stuck in the window.
Ella has the window now. Smash the glass, climbing on through like a big barn door.
Watch out for somebody pushing you behind, defenestrating your position.
Just incredible, urging Ella to do the locomotion as she goes around the track. Ella says, no, I am dignified.
Freudian Slit, this is a shanking of epic proportions.
Checking, of course, not a prison reference in this particular instance, but scoring points against the lead jammer status.
Not to say people haven't sharpened their toothbrushes and holding them in their pants out there, but we can't tell because we don't have that kind of vision.
Well, we don't do equipment checks anymore.
No. So they could have sharpened toothbrushes for an actual prison-style shanking, but I doubt it. What? Ella Edwards caught up in the back, as is Freudian Slit. Ella Edwards trying to drive up the inside edge, getting a little bit of assistance there from number 84, BA. So BA looking to just break it up just that little bit. Ella Edwards having to push an entire CRDL 3 wall and just not having up, even with Beth Adder on the side. Number 0, Laser Station, is pew-pewing her way into no movement.
And that was with a spare blocker hanging back just to supervise, make sure that she's got eyes on everyone, making sure that there are no gaps on the sides.
This is a hard-fought point for either of these two. Multiplayer block being sent there.
You can't hold hands and do a block. Honey Collider not happy with that call, but she goes to penalty box anyway.
Yep.
Ella Edwards knocked out of bounds.
Ella Edwards out of bounds, but going to come at it from a whole new angle. Everyone was distracted for a few seconds there. Gives Ella
enough, wasn't it?
Drying her underarms.
It's a 5-point pass. Successful for Ella. That was her first lead out of 5.
It could have been a bit of a success thing. It might not have been drying her underarms.
Could have been. Could have also been signalling to the jam referees that she was going to call the jam off soon.
Yep.
Now we see Painicorn back on the jammer line. Her last she's had 2 jams already that have had 15 points.
Lady Painicorn, eh?
High achiever.
Gin and Jukes up against Corny. Gin and Jukes doing the coveted falling in on their opponent move. Corny being tapped on the inside out by Modern Warfare. Oh, big hit there. Painicorn is lead jammer, and BA just letting her through on the front end. I think that was BA. Not too sure. Number 17, my apologies. I think it was Billy. I don't know. Who cares?
We don't know who it was.
The moment is past. Now, she's ready to put some points on the board, Corny. And she's primed to put some points on the board. But Gin and Jukes is back in.
She puts the star back on the helmet. They take the star off the helmet so that it's easy to pass to the pivot if that's what they want to do. Take the responsibility away from themselves and give it to someone else. The only person who can take it is the pivot. Alternatively, they could be being secret squirrel.
And trying to hide the fact that they're jammers.
I'm like everyone else here. I'm not the jammer. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, it's not like you've got 1,000 people looking at it going, we saw you take it off.
We know who you are.
Yeah, you're not fooling anyone, jammer.
But, you know, heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
People do crazy things sometimes.
Quick poke in the eye. Now you can't see.
Shortstop looks at the gap, tries to grab it, and then just gets swamped.
Chop Chop tries to nudge her way through.
Chop Chop is getting re-enveloped by CRDL's blockers and does a bit of fancy footwork and is now out in free. Lead jammer going to VRDL. We've got 1 minute 56 seconds. We did when I said that on the clock left in this half, and now we've got just a little bit less than that in the jam clock. So we might be looking at the second last jam in the half.
And that is Shortstop making her way through. She completes her initial pass, and bench managers from VRDL urging their team to call that jam off.
Urging has paid off because the jam was called off, and we are looking at a 3-0 jam going towards VRDL. So just a quick score check. We've got 60 to 101. That's 41-point differential, and 1 minute, 17 seconds left in this half.
And just to bring you up to date with Chop Chop's statistics, she's had 6 jams in this half. There's only been this half, really, hasn't there? And she has scored 18 points, so that's certainly no slouch.
No.
Ella Edwards driven back by Laser Station. She tries for the outside line, but that wall of defence swivels around to catch her.
Lead jam, Freudian slit, flying around that track. Ella Edwards now out of the pack. Freudian slit looking to where that she can come in, jumps, grabs the point and calls it off. 41 seconds left in this half. There's probably going to be another time for that jam.
Interesting move there as Freudian slit comes around the corner back into the bench, just flapping the front of the shirt there, but very careful to make sure that her number was still visible the whole time, because if the referees cannot see your number, that is a uniform violation.
Is it?
Absolutely. There is no booby flashing in this game, thank you.
No, not here. It's not on Harry Spotter's watch. So where are we? Oh, we've lost a helmet. Safety first in this game, and the refs have very, very rightfully so called it off. I think we might have had a helmet breakage. So I know VRDL are hoping. Oh, shortstop has to.
Shortstop.
VRDL's like, is that shortstop out for the whole game, or?
Surely not.
No. Somebody else has got a helmet, surely. And if you can't official review.
It's some sort of story being told.
And now official review.
And Canberra asking for an official review.
Looking for an official review into the situation. They're like, look, I don't know where that helmet came from. It wasn't ours.
I certainly wouldn't be owning up to it.
No. Faulty helmet.
Shortstop does play with an enormous amount of vigour.
Gusto, even.
Gustoric vigour.
Gusto.
That's how I like to refer to it. She's certainly one of the stronger players I've ever seen.
Yes.
All sort of squished into a smaller package there.
That's right. Do you know what? This should prompt a helmet sponsor to come looking at her.
There is room.
And then they can use that footage and they can go, you know
don't
what?
Don't let your helmet do this.
If you were wearing my helmet, that wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have had to have gone through this whole official review process.
Do you know what we should have? The official review wave. So, which is stemming away from the Mexican wave, which it should never be called. Do you know they don't call that in America the Mexican wave?
What do they call it?
The wave.
It should be called the wave.
It should be called the wave.
How many other waves are there?
I know.
I mean, tsunami.
It apparently came from a 1986 World Cup soccer match, which was held in Mexico.
What a bunch of posers. We shouldn't be following their lead.
So let's do the official review wave. That's what we need.
Oh, we do need the official review wave. If only we were in the live commentary position.
If
and that's pretty much what my producer just said. People have rung up saying, if only you were on the live stream and we didn't have to hear you.
Ah, thanks.
Goodness. Hello to Radio Adelaide. 101.5 online and digital.
101.5.
That makes some radio fingers, doesn't it?
Yeah. Online and digital.
The highest jams of this half so far, 17 for Freudian slip, 15 for Ella Edwards.
And Freudian... it's Freudian slit.
Freudian slit.
You made a Freudian slip on the Freudian slit.
Indeed. Damn, that stuff is hard to move away from.
All right, so Freudian slit is the lead jammer. We've got VRDL jammer caught up in there, and the period clock has run out. We're going to see 1 minute and 39 seconds on the jam clock. Now, Freudian slit is in charge of that. She's grabbed the points, and she's going to call it off.
Chop, no chance to add any points for VRDL. You do that far too easily.
That's because that happens in my life all the time. I've dropped something.
Is that when the piano just wishes past you and lands on the ground next to you?
Exactly. Blessed and cursed at the same time.
It would be unfair to not tell you who we are at this stage because other commentators may be tainted with our names.
That's true. I am Honest Dave. No. I am Chief Intent.
And so am I. And we will see you back here in about 10 minutes.
Both Chief Intent.
Welcome back. I hope
Well-
you caught the end of that halftime entertainment.
It was dangerous out there.
It was pretty hectic. I hope you also got to see the lesbian on a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Not often you get to see that.
No, not in these days anyway.
No, lesbians rare.
That's right. It used to happen all the time before they became extinct.
Lesbians?
Dinosaurs.
All right, then. Let's just bring you up to date with what happened last half. There was some derbies. Points were scored, and it was awesome.
That's right. So in the first half stats, Gin and Jukes got 23 points out of 5 jams. She had 2 leads. And, no, Gin and Jukes is number 23. Oh, look, I don't know what's happening with these stats.
I really feel the numbers are there to confuse us. I feel that Gin
7
and
points.
Jukes, who is number 23, had 5 jams, 2 leads, 7 points, no penalties.
No penalties.
Shortstop from Canberra, 10 jams, 6 leads, 29 points. Lady Paynicorn, also from Canberra, 4 jams, 3 leads, 35 points.
Beowulf, 27. 1 jam, no lead, no points.
Beowulf from Victoria. Who else have you got from Victoria?
Tripitaka, 108. First half stats, 1 jam, 1 lead, 5 points, no penalties, nothing but net.
Freudian Slit, 5 jams, 3 leads, 50 points, a couple of penalties though.
What? That's not right.
2 penalties?
Chop Chop, 6 jams, 2 leads, 21 points, and 8. And that's it. And here we go. Ella Edwards, 6 jams, 2 leads, 23 points, and at Partridge in a pear tree. We are right back into this, the second half of this game. If you're just tuning in, what have you been doing? Because there's been a whole half that you've already missed. 109 meets 60 points. Coming into the second half, Shortstop is back out there with renewed vigour and renewed helmet.
She is side by side with Chop Chop.
We saw them drilling this helmet into her head in the half-time.
Well,
so
it's not going to fall off now.
no way, unless her head falls off, which...
Yeah, but that's why the helmet cover is there.
sorted.
Yeah, it'll just like bounce off and be easy to find.
Blend in. And meanwhile, Chop Chop, on the other hand, is on the ground.
Star in hand.
Star in hand, trying to be elusive.
Did you see the speed on that apex jump from Shortstop?
I saw it when she started and when she finished, but she was going too fast for my eyes
In the
to
middle, it
track.
was like blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe she just re-emerged on the other side.
The scoreboard certainly seems to think it did. Shortstop, on the other hand, 5 more points. This time a little slower, so we could see. Whoa.
Toe stops along the edge line there. Harry Spotter, all eyes on Shortstop's feet. He doesn't miss a thing. That's 5 points.
All 2 of them. He's got... Chop Chop is getting recycled again there. She still has the helmet cover in her hand. And Shortstop is the first time she's been stopped by the VRDL blockers.
Those walls, though, how are you going to get past?
I don't know. Canberra have certainly upped their wall game.
Yeah, Bowie is a little bit pivotal to all of these solid walls, though. I'm wondering if that is her thing.
Donald Trump should give him a call on how to build walls.
Oh, my goodness, wouldn't that be awesome?
Imagine
Donald Trump being involved in roller derby contributing to the community with Donald.
That's right, just like Donald does.
That jam coming to an end. Shortstop adding yet another 4 points. In case
Right,
you're wondering why I'm never giving you scoreboard updates, I can't see.
No, I'll give you a scoreboard update. 19 points went to this is why I don't give scoreboard updates. I can't get it out. 19
Goodness.
points going to Shortstop and 0 points going to Chop Chop.
Gin
and Jukes.
I said Gin and Duke.
Oh no, Freudian slip. Who said that?
That's the one.
Ah, sick. Meanwhile, back on the track, Jammers trying to get through blockers. Freudian Slit is right in the front there with the 3 wall of Victorian Queen Bees.
The VIBs.
It's all coming into one now.
And the message from our producers is try to say the right things. You were doing so well before.
Oh, good. Producers smooshes. Meanwhile, the pack is getting told to reform, and Freudian slip. The only one standing her way is Pie Curious. Now, points on the board, not points on the board. First initial pass, lead jammer goes to Freudian slip.
Do you want me to get that note back?
Nah, it's all good. So, Pie Curious, the recipient of the star, now jammer for VRDL.
I believe that's the first time we've seen Pie Curious with the jammer star on for this game.
She's not normally a jammer, but she's just curious about how jammer life is.
And the highest jam to date was by shortstop.
180 points.
19.
Oh, 19.
Falling short of your expectations.
Nah, that's all right. I'm an exaggerator.
This is a player with a helmet that's been drilled into her head.
I know.
What are your expectations here?
My expectations are she's going to now have to learn how to shower with a helmet on. Ella Edwards, 122, up against Lady Painicorn, or Corny, if you're reading the names of people's backs.
Thank you so much to Adelaide Roller Derby League and for Channel 44 for bringing you this wonderful coverage. Without this coverage, we would just be a couple of freaks in the basement talking to ourselves. However, you can tune in via the Great Southern Slam YouTube channel or Channel 44's live Facebook stream. Or if you think our faces are appropriate for radio, you can try Radio Adelaide 101.5. They are online and digital.
Digital meaning electrically. Ella Edwards up against Corny, and they're ready to commence with their jam after a brief little time out there. Corny is pushing that strong defense, and the pivot, number 411, is just trying to help her out and break up some of that VRDL wall. Ella getting a big nudge there by Slinger.
Yeah, Slinger thinking that she had drawn her back, but Ella managing to stay in bounds. Massive hit. Chest on chest, and Ella is through as the lead jammer.
Now,
Canberra with the star pass. That is Bambi Von Smash with the star now.
Bambi Von Smasher up against Ella Edwards. Ella Edwards caught up in the front of that Canberra decent. This is a shanking from Bambi. Bambi got a shanking into Ella.
Ella now getting some assistance there from BA.
BA looking to break up some of that Canberra defense and just make some room for Ella, who's having real trouble getting through there.
Bambi with one to beat, and that was the jammer, so she is through easily. 5-point pass.
Well, so that's 9 points to Bambi, who is not the lead jammer, and Ella Edwards 4 points. Bambi getting knocked out there by Modern Warfare. And everyone's skating backwards as they're joining Modern Warfare.
Well, Bambi has to go back behind the blocker that took her out as well. Do you think they'll just keep going? I get dizzy.
I saw that happen in the game last night, and it just messed with my head.
And Bambi is through again. Oh, no, she is not. That is a track cut. And that gives a power jam to Ella Edwards.
And also gives an opportunity for the VRDL blockers to assist in breaking up some of that strong CRDL defense.
King Panther going after Ella Edwards, but that was to no avail.
So that came out with VRDL scoring 9 points, the Queen Bees to 12. That is a royal shanking there from Canberra, doing a great job. But Chop Chop is going to start this next jam by herself, as the current jammer, Bambi Von Smasher, is in the sin bin.
There is a full complement of blockers, so I am expecting to see a whole lot of stationary something.
Well, who knows? The VRDL blockers are certainly going to try and assist where they can and try and open up a little gap there for Chop Chop. Chop Chop is through, and lead jammer to VRDL Queen Bees.
VRDL have caught Stone Jet behind their wall. That means that they can control the pace of the pack. The majority rules in this game. If you can control the pace, you've got the majority. Bambi Von Smash out of the penalty box. She joins the track.
And a bit of recycling going on here by Laser Station. Pew, pew, pew. And Chop Chop having to skate all the way back behind her.
And that tripod wall.
Such strong
rotating
defense.
And these are fantastically talented jammers. Pi Curious once again holding that jammer to just the very last moment, the edge of the allowable area. She was forced to let Bambi through. And that jam coming to an end. 5 points added to VRDL, I think.
And 2 going to CRDL. So great work for Bambi to get all the way back around there and nipping just those couple of points before having to go off. Bowie trying to talk to Bambi. She has to take an elevator down just so they can get on the same level.
Those might be short legs, but geez, they move fast.
There's definitely no advantage to being tall or short. Everyone has the same footing here in roller derby.
Short stop.
Short.
She is jamming for Canberra, and she is out in front. She breaks on through, and she's the lead jammer.
Lead jammer, Gin and Jukes is jamming for VRDL and still caught up at the back of the pack at the moment. The VRDL 3 wall forming around short stop, and in comes Honey Collider from the bench. And is going to be coming out to the front and going to try and assist Gin and Jukes get through for initial pass.
In the meantime, shortstop scores a scoring pass. 1 point for everyone on the track, including the jammer. That is 5 points. Gin and Jukes recycled again to the back. Every time she is knocked out, she needs to go back behind the person who knocked her out. There's a whole bunch of stationary going on in the furthest part of the track from where we are sitting.
And Gin and Jukes makes her initial pass.
The shortstop coyly calling that jam off from the outside track as she heads back to the bench.
So 153 for Canberra's Vice City and 74 for Victorian VRDL Queen Bees. We have 20 minutes and 17 seconds. So 10 minutes has gone by, 20 minutes left. And we're almost seeing, in fact, double. Queen Bees double their score. Canberra's double Queen Bees score. And looking to put more points on the board.
Edwards managing to draw a track cut on Bowie. Usually it's the other way around. Blocker drawing a track cut on the jammer.
Did you call her Bowie?
Bowie?
Bowie to Bowie.
Bowie.
Behemoth Rhapsody.
Bowie. I haven't got a pen, so you can call what you want.
I've got one. Here you go.
Looks suspiciously like my pen, Chief.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a klepto. If you want your wallet back, just check in with me later. Corny, 3108. Painted Corn, Lady Painted Corn up against Gin and Jukes, number 23. There is a distinct blocker advantage on the track right now. And that is to VRDL. VRDL going to need to make up some serious pointage if they want to get back in this game. Gin and Jukes, cut track. This is certainly going to open up an opportunity here for Lady Painted Corn. And they are still eligible to get lead jammer.
Bambi Von Smash goes to the penalty box, leaving only 3 blockers on the track from Canberra. Those 3 go in for the Russell.
We're around about the second corner in our blind spot, the commentator blind spot for us.
That's officially what it is called, the commentator blind spot.
Yeah, or the CBS if you're an acronym person at home. Lady Painted Corn having real struggles getting through that VRDL wall.
VRDL wall just keeps reforming and reforming. Billy holding her back at the moment. Painted Corn thought she had made her way through. Someone sent off for a penalty.
That's Billy. So Billy sent off a penalty, which means that Lady Painted Corn no longer has to wait for Billy to pass. before they can get and join in the thing.
But that was Modern Warfare that drove her out. And Panicorn catches lead jammer status and quickly calls that jam off.
Before VRDL can get even a whiff of some points. Is that points? No.
Not in this pavilion after 3 days of derby. All of that sweat.
Yeah. The combination of... I don't want to inflict that upon you guys back at home. Visualising different kinds of weird smells of chips and sweat and all kinds of weird things.
I can smell chips and it's the most disturbing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to smell chips and not eating them. Canberra calls a timeout so that they can get a chip order down.
And have a bit of a boogie. The audience, they love a timeout here. And look at these guys over here. They're doing the ref movements. It's not enough for them to just sit there and watch. And look at them, they're all dressed up like refs. There's definitely strange things afoot over there. Led by that Bike Furious, who is a ref. Maybe they're all refs.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, well, I can see Spanish Inquisition.
They're just hanging out together like maybe teams would. You might see little patches.
A herd.
A herd. Herd mentality.
Right.
Big shout out to AGJS Lighting and Sound for providing a lot of our equipment this weekend and making us available to speak to you, the listeners.
And thank you also to Channel 44 for coming and playing with us today. We really appreciate you bringing Derby to even more people than we could reach without you.
Yeah, and supporting a fantastic sport.
Chop Chop is in the back there, in the blue for Victorian Roller Derby League.
We've got another Chop shortstop scenario. Shortstop is seeing a little bit of wiggle room out there, and so is Chop, but...
Shortstop is through.
That's the big difference. Oh!
A high block given to shortstop. That
I don't know how she got a high block.
it's kind of a medium block when shortstop does a high block, and that gives the lead jammer status to VRDL.
Oh, and Chop flies straight in to the back of one of the VRDL blocks, this laser station.
And that counts too. Blocking to the back of the head.
With the head.
With the head, pardon me.
That's an insubordination.
Does not pay the mouth to the referee.
What happened there?
I thought she might have said something on the way out. I'm not 100% sure.
Was it under her breath like, whatever, mate?
Yeah, didn't.
Insubordination in a grand final. I don't think I've seen one of them for a while.
Shortstop being held on Honey Collider's chest. Look at the determination on all of those faces.
Honey Collider is doing some really good work, but not good enough. As soon as we say that, shortstop's out.
Hexer.
No.
All right, that the RDL wall forms again. Honey Collider again on the outside. Shortstop trying to make away on the inside. And the swarming continues. Chop back on the track. That was her third cut of the game.
Cut it out, Chop. Meanwhile, Chop is back in action. Not the lead jammer, but flying around the track nonetheless. And there is...
Shortstop toying with the idea of calling it off, I thought.
But not lead jammer.
Not the lead jammer. Apologetic all the same. Practically Canadian, that shortstop.
Yeah, shortstop like, what was I thinking?
Not the right thing.
No. Freudian Slit up against Ella Edwards. Freudian Slit having a monster game. Ella Edwards not having as successful a game at the moment, so we'll see how this pans out. Babby Von Smasher in the middle there, going to be assisting the Freudian.
At the moment, just offering some defense against Ella Edwards.
Ella Edwards pushing through the front there in that formidable defense. Slingers up there, and Bambi and...
High block dealt to Ella Edwards. Difficult to hear with referee Pombat with a different sound of whistle.
It's the English whistle.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, it's got an
Freudian
accent.
Slit is through and is the lead jammer for Canberra. Canberra blockers hanging back. With all the players in the CBS, it's difficult to know what happened with that forearm block, giving the change of power jam to Ella Edwards from VRDL.
If only we had someone writing little notes.
They can't see either.
I know, but we could at least have a note to say, nah, we don't know.
We could write that ourselves. Ella Edwards is through. Being held back for the longest time by Slinger.
And, of course, Freudian Slit is in the sin bin at the moment. So no lead jammer is going to be calling this jam off. We've got 36 seconds left on the clock.
And that must have been millimetres in that. Ella Edwards getting the leg around onto the track.
And facing off with Slinger and Bowie. No, not Bowie. My apologies.
Ella Edwards, not sure whether she was inbounds or not. She continues.
That was King Panther. My apologies.
And I believe that is Slinger off to who's in the penalty box now. Both teams running these jams to their final end for that one now over 2 minutes the maximum.
So another 4 points on the board for Canberra and another 1 for VRDL. That's going to put VRDL at 10 points and 5 for Canberra on that. So just a quick score check for those listening in and not necessarily watching. It's 168 to Canberra's Vice City and 85 for the Queen Bees. Got 12 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock.
Lady Panicorn on the jamming for Canberra.
Gin and Jukes, lead jammer. Going to Gin and cut
track, but she was given the lead jammer status, so that means
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Unless they're going to retract it. Cut track.
Oh, one for everyone.
There's enough cut tracks for everybody here, except that's a VRDL cut track as well. So it's just going to make it easier for Lady Panicorn.
Yeah, I wouldn't say easy if you have to get past Pie Curious.
No.
Lady Panicorn through it to the inside line. Through now, and she is the lead jammer. That means she can call this jam off whenever she wants.
She can do what she wants. Sorry.
Gin and Duke standing in the penalty box. She rejoins the track.
Gin and Duke's straight up there and she's all over the place, trying to get through that Canberra defence, getting a bit of a lift up from Bambi Von Smasher.
That did look like a pretty big track cut there. I'm guessing she thought she had knocked that blocker out as well. So that gives Gin and Dukes another 30 seconds.
Corny being escorted out. Honey Collider, the back marker. Lady Panicorn looking for a bit of outside edge. All right. VRDL now holding Lady Panicorn back as Gin and Dukes rejoins the team. We're stuck here on turn 4, not getting super movement. Bambi Von Smasher coming in to assist Lady Panicorn, see if she can break up some of that strong four-wall defense by VRDL.
It's all looking pretty solid right now, and that jam coming to an end.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually fatigued, given how hard that both these two teams are playing.
Canberra managing to pull lead more often than VRDL in this second half.
Probably the whole game. They're certainly dominating that lead jammer status, and shortstop is definitely contributing towards that. So as we pass the 10-minute mark left in this game, shortstop pushing like a miniature freight train. Ella Edwards at the back looking for a gap, struggling to get it. Laser Station, the only one in her way. Ella Edwards is flying around the track, but she's not the lead jammer, so shortstop can just go I appreciate you skating around really fast around the track, but I'm calling it off. Thank you.
And with Canberra being ahead on the scoreboard, they are ahead on the scoreboard, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are.
I really can't see it. With Canberra being ahead on the scoreboard, that means that Canberra can afford to be a little bit not as quick. They can run the time down a little bit more.
That's right. They have that comfort of being in charge of time.
VRDL are going to be wanting to run as many jams as they can so that they can catch up.
Freudian Slit up against Chop Chop. Freudian Slit has been having a fantastic game, in fact, a fantastic TGSS. Chop Chop looking to find the room. Freudian Slip on the outside, and
the panty is off. The star is in hand.
We've got some kind of star pass sort of going on there, but unfortunately not to be completed.
High Curious is right there in the thick of the action, but Chop Chop has now gone through, completing their initial pass.
Yeah. Freudian Slip, the only points there going to CRDL. And VRDL held scoreless again.
That's at least 4 jams that VRDL has not been able to put points on the board.
Shortstop and Ella Edwards on the jam line. We have pretty much a full complement on there, except for 6. Is that 616?
Yes, it is.
Ruby Doom on the bench for Canberra.
Shortstop head right back, trying to power through.
The strength of shortstop. It's Ella Edwards, however, whilst all that was going on, who comes through and lead jammer.
Shorty with just Billy to beat, and she marches on through the inside line as well.
I've heard that shortstop may be genetically engineered to be the most superior roller derby player.
And the bench manager for VRDL, Justin Credible, is calling an official review.
And we've got misinformed out there. Just going to go suss it all out and then let us know what the deal is.
Do we trust her with that information?
I'm not. She does have no filter.
No filter. It's just going to come out as it goes in, isn't it?
Hopefully we can garnish from what she said and piece together what actually had going on.
Thank you so much to everyone for joining us, whether it be through Radio Adelaide 101.5 online and digital, or Okay. So we're going to repeat that to you. So.
Go for it, Bill.
All right. The blue team, which is Victorian Roller Derby League, believe that there was a down skater. So one of their blockers had fallen, and the jammer from Canberra had gone straight over the top of them. When there's a down skater, you generally don't go anywhere near him, so you don't kill him.
That's it's a safety thing.
The rules are all fairly simple. Get points, don't kill anyone.
Yep.
It's 2 rules of roller derby. Many, many referees, many, many non-skating officials, basically just 2 rules.
Don't die, and don't cause anybody else to die.
Simple. So the referees say we did what we were meant to do.
And VRDL losing the official review. Gin and Jukes up against Lady Painicorn. Lady Painicorn having a fantastic grand final.
Gin and Dukes largely stationary. Slinger bracing that wall from the Canberra. Peppy Bond smash just in the back there, kind of supervising, kind of hanging out.
That Canberra wall,
Collider.
Is something else.
It is something to watch. Honey Collider in the middle there, directing traffic. Quite curious, taking a hit, looked like a hit to the face.
It was a big one, that's for sure. And it came from, I think it looked like a hit from the face because it was coming from below. It was Bambi One Smasher. And Pie Curious hasn't even had a chance to put the star in a helmet and everyone's all over her.
Pie Curious managing to just keep on rolling. regardless of all the other stuff going on. Painicorn calls that jam off, giving Pi Curious no opportunities to score any points. 4 more added to Canberra.
The umpires. Look, I've heard of armchair umpiring, but
They are quite vigorous, aren't they?
I think someone's forgot to tell them they're not umpiring this game.
They would not be happy if that happened while they were umpiring. It's quite curious.
Can you imagine if we had a whole field of commentators behind us with fake microphones?
Meanwhile, back on the track, Freudian Slit trying to push all 4 of those Victorian blockers.
But it is Ella Edwards who is through as the lead jammer for Victoria.
And Bowie in there in that mix, laser station.
Did you see that footwork? Ella Edwards down the inside line, tiptoeing away through for a 5-point pass.
This would be, imagine if this was a comeback.
This could be a comeback, and Ella Edwards is leading the charge.
Most amazing comeback.
She only had 1 to beat at that point.
Ella Edwards rounding on that Canberra defense. Ella Edwards has found her stride in this jam, and that is another 5 points. I don't know if that's 20, but it's certainly 15. Looks like 15 up on the board unanswered, and Freudian Slit's finally out. Ella Edwards is contemplating calling it off, but then I think at the last minute goes, you know what?
4 points added by Freudian Slit.
Now calling it off.
After adding 3 extras, because you just can't have too many points, can you?
No. Just ask Shorty, shortstop. That was a great jam for Ella Edwards, an 18-point jam to 4, and certainly something they need at this juncture.
Canberra going to be calling a timeout, I imagine. There's no players on the track. There you go, timeout for Canberra. It's like Iron Psychic. No, Psycho. I get the 2 mixed up. In any case, Canberra with a timeout. What I was saying before is thank you for tuning in to either Radio Adelaide 101.5 online and digital. Thank you for tuning in if you are doing it through Adelaide Roller Derby's YouTube channel, The Great Southern Slam, or if you're tuning in through Channel 44, we like that you're watching us because we crave attention.
We do. That's why we're in this job. But it's usually audio attention, so thanks for listening most of all.
Hey.
It's a really new thing, having a camera on us. Usually we're in the corner, tucked away where no one can see us, but everyone's like, wow, those voices are amazing.
Yeah, and then they see us and they go, I see why they need good voices.
Have we got any more room further back, they say?
Now, Ella Edwards in that last jam broke a bit of a streak for VRDL. They had 5 jams in a row with no points. Ella scoring 18 points, not just breaking the drought, but breaking it good and proper with VRDL's biggest jam for the game.
Well, we have just 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game.
Oh,
Is
VRDL,
it
look at
Gin and
this.
Jukes? Is it Chop Chop? It's Gin and Jukes.
Not changing up the defence of Canberra in any way. Lady Painicorn trying to make her way now past Pi Curious, managing to stay in bounds. Only has Honey Collider to beat. And when I say only, it took a while.
Got a bit of the Flintstones action there, I think, with Gin and Jukes.
Yeah, the paddling of the feet.
Maybe it was a bit more Scooby-Doo, you know, when they run on the spot and then they disappear.
Painicorn telling her blockers what she wants. She wants to run this jam faster, faster. The pack is going at full pace. That jam being called off. No points added for or against. Lady Painicorn controlling that. Canberra get to go on for another one. That's the 4th time that Painicorn and Gin have gone up together. And each time completely competitive. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
There's that thing. Ella Edwards back on the jammer line.
up against 26.02. Killy Jean. We're seeing a first-time jam from Killy Jean. I think in a really good position here for CRDL. Now they're giving a jam to Killy.
Killy nearly through, but now being sent off to the penalty box for a back block, I believe on Modern Warfare.
Ella Edwards has made initial pass, and there's the points that go to the two. So look, even if Ella is just finding her strides in this game, it's good because now we're getting some points here for VRDL.
Scores can change quite quickly in roller derby. Is it enough, though, for VRDL to make their comeback now? Ella having Stone Jet and Laser Station to get past. Laser Station sent to the penalty box. Stone Jet sent to the penalty box. I believe both for blocking out of play, too far away from the rest of the pack.
Okay. Look, Ella would have to pile on a metric a lot of points.
A metric lot of points, and she is already sitting on 37 points for this half. I imagine that is now 43 points.
Good mathing.
No, 42 points.
And add another, carry the one.
Yeah, see, now it's just 47 points.
Okay, Ella Edwards is having a really good jam. 19 unanswered points here to Ella.
Killy Jean having some trouble getting past those blockers. BA holding her back.
It's certainly drawing some great noise from the crowds as they love supporting an underdog, but I bet they never thought it was going to be VRDL being the underdog here in a grand final at TGSS.
Slim and Hurt trying to get in there to help out. Killy Jean completes. Oh, was it? No. Was that a scoring pass for Killy Jean?
No points for Killy, but another 3, making it a 27 unanswered point.
And straight away, VRDL calling for a timeout.
I bet, because there's 57 seconds on the clock, and this has to be a 56-point unanswered jam.
Not likely, but not impossible. Is it possible that they do a jam, they score like 50 points, then they call it off, and there's enough time left on the clock to call for another jam?
If they utilised 56 seconds and then called it, and VRDL...
You'd have to go for a timeout, wouldn't you?
If Canberra then all just sat on the sidelines...
And look, they're ready to do that. They just totally say...
That's right.
Tickle my tummy.
Fury. So Fast and Furiosa is gonna see this quite possibly the last jam. They're gonna get in there. The crowd knows what's going on. It's comeback time.
So far, the highest scores for the second half. We've got Ella from VRDL scoring 54 points, and shortstop, the highest point scorer for Canberra on 34 points. Fast and Furiosa hasn't scored yet because this is her first jam.
Chop Chop is trying to get lead jam in this, quite possibly the last jam.
Fast and Furiosa doing some of the matrix moves. They're bending backwards, flaying the arms around, trying to push on through with the claw. Or should I say claw?
Chop Chop, they are bridging this blocking team all the way down. King Panther, one of the last remaining blockers in Slinger. Lead jammer going to Chop Chop. 22 seconds left in the period, but a minute 24 left on the jam clock.
And the helmet cover is off. The star is now looking for a friend. Very bad, flaying arms around, but it is not going to be. Fast and Furiosa is going to hang on to the star. Everyone battening down the hatches.
They're telling you to call it, but message is not getting through. Now we've got a minute left on the jam clock. The period clock is out. So there's only 55 seconds left in this game.
Fast and Furiosa looking absolutely knackered. And the helmet cover is off for Canberra.
And is that Slinger? No, it's number 88 taking a seat in the sin bin.
Number 88 being very bad. No star pass possible if the pivot is in the penalty box.
And Chop Chop is being battered around there like a pinball.
18 seconds left for this game. It took all of that time to get on through to make a scoring pass. 5 points, well worth the efforts. Chop Chop will bring this out to the end.
3, 2, 1.
Listen for the whistles.
And there we have it. Unofficial score is 185 to Vice City and Canberra Roller Derby League, and 138 to Queen Bees, VRDL Queen Bees, the very first time that it has gone to
ever for TGSS.
any team that isn't VRDL.
Yeah, well, this is, of course, not VRDL the A's team. It is
That's
the
true.
B's team. But still a bit of a shock for everyone. We are glad you were here to see it.
And congratulations to Canberra.
What a fantastic effort. Playing for Canberra today was Laser Station, Shortstop, Slinger, King Panther, Freudian Slit, Kurt Cobain, Bowie, said it right, Fast and the Furiosa, Killer Jean, Lady Painicorn, Bambi Von Smasher, Boudica, Ruby Doom, Stone Jet, and Berry Bad.
And the runners-up tonight in VRDL Queen Bees, Honey Collider, Modern Warfare, Tripitaka, Chop Chop, Ella Edwards, Victoria Beater, Billy, Mean, Gin and Jukes, Beowulf, Pie Curious, Slim Hurton, Fast Laps, Steel, Roxy Horror, Betty Doom, Gabby Love, Darling, Beth Adder, and Slappuccino. Thanks very much for joining us on this a very auspicious occasion and history-making event, 2018, the final game of 2018 TGSS.
Thank you so much to you, Chief Intent. It was wonderful calling this game with you.
Thank you very much to you, Melodrama. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And thank you very much to Channel 44 for bringing us into your homes.
Yeah.
Bunch of creeps. We will see you again right here for TGSS 2020.
That's right. We're not every year. We're every 2 years. So 2020, meet you back here at Adelaide Showgrounds for rematches.
Good night.
Our eternal thanks for all your support, mentorship over the years that you've spent in roller derby with us. We will miss you dearly. I will miss you dearly. Thank you so much for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to join the hug queue. We'll pop on a little bit of music while the Love Fest happens, and then we'll do the trophies. Does that sound like a plan? Good. Team, I know I've interrupted Whitney, but it's time. It's time for trophies. It's time for trophies. So I'm gonna head out and just let the cuddles keep coming. I think we're on the home stretch of the cuddle train. We're gonna start with Div 3. We can have the Div 3 winners out in the centre of the track. Ready? There you are. Here we go. Bit of a photo op, bit of a photo op. Not you, mate. Thanks, guys. All right, we're now going to, I don't know if you remember when we were all sort of a little bit sober. We had the Div 3 Grand Final, and it was a pretty epic battle. It was very exciting, and we would now like to throw, this is our brand new trophy. Can you show us all the moving parts, Slapper? So many moving parts. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between, our inaugural winners of the Div 3 Grand Final, make some noise for the Westside Derby Dolls! It is heavy, it is. Jump on in. Make sure that you stick around Westside. We'll get all of our grand final winners in for a three-team photo. So make sure you don't go anywhere.
It is in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Westside Derby Dolls! I just don't think there are enough photos that can be taken at a point like this. Almost there, Vic, almost there. I'm working on you guys next. Such good times. That was like lunch. Do you guys remember lunch? That was ages ago. Then we came to the Division 2 Grand Final. Things were very exciting. We were semi-sober for that one. A lot of things happened. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, your Div 2 Grand Finalists, VRDL Notorious VOCs! They're so well rehearsed at getting ready for a photo, aren't they? That was great. Okay, just letting everyone know that we're going to see if we can turn it around the other way because we've got the live camera stream from Channel 44 so everyone at home can see. You guys, you're at home. Wave to everyone at home. Okay. Good tape. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between, one more time for your VRDL notorious VICs. And then, everyone, a lot of things happened. We became a lot less sober. We've ended up here to this point. We remember it. It was only minutes ago. It was an amazing moment, and for the first time, I'm pretty sure to a non-Victorian league, it is an absolute bloody honour to welcome up to grab their trophy, Vice City Rollers! Okay. Can you please stay where you are, Vice City, as we can get the two other grand final teams, the other two winners, to come in and get a three-way trophy photo, if we can. Three-way trophy photo. So if we can have Westside and the VICs coming in. There's only one more award, and that's the winner of the after party. We're not going to find out who that is. We're not going to remember who it was, but they're going to feel great about the experience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll see you on the after party, and goodbye from TGSS and Adelaide Roller Derby.